A big thanks to my patrons for allowing this channel to grow and continue. Thank you guys. Welcome to the Twisted Tentacle Inn. I'm your innkeeper, Vase Odin, and today we'll be doing a recap on FarkhamCon 2020. If you missed it, FarkhamCon 2020 was a virtual convention set up by the guys over at the Mythos Busters. Because Gen Con was canceled this year, people still wanted to get some kind of Arkham experience in a convention type setting. So the Mythos Busters decided to do this virtual thing where they invited a bunch of online content creators to do events and panel discussions and basically bring the convention experience to everybody's home virtually. And I got to say, they really pulled it off. It was very last minute and they got a bunch of people together to do a bunch of events. So what they pulled off is nothing short of a miracle. They even brought international content creators like Los Archivos de Arkham from Spain, as well as Metastrophic and Drawn to the Flame from England, and Northern Lights of Arkham from Finland. The Archivos de Arkham did a live stream, Ask Us Anything type podcast episode. Man from Lang, the Whisper in Darkness, fellow great old one, friend of the show, converted the curtain call scenario from Arkham Horror, the card game, and turned it into a Call of Cthulhu scenario. I got to play in one of the nights for the streams that he did for it, and I gotta say, that scenario came out fantastic. It was creepy, scary, hit all the right notes. Fellow great old one and friend of the show, Nate from Lost in Time and Space, did a similar thing with the Untamed Wilds and Doom of Vesley, and it was one of the best role-playing experiences that I've ever had in my life. You gotta check it out. Nate also did Italian Dressing along with Scott from the Mythos Busters, where they played an entire game of Arkham doing only Brooklyn/Boston accents. Check it out, it's hilarious.
I backed it.
I feel like I don't have enough friggin' weaknesses in my deck.
It goes on the opposite guy. Goes over here.
Oh.
So we can parlay him.
Ah.
I get it.
Parlay with a gun.
Yeah. That's
the old jail yard parlay.
The old Rudy Tooty aim and shooty. All right.
Rootin' tootin' parlay shooting.
I think someone needs to calm down.
So anyways.
Winging It did a Circle Undone campaign. They played the whole thing with 4 players over 2 nights. Kind of like an Iron Man because it took hours upon hours to complete. I'm still catching up on it, but so far it's really good. Definitely check it out. There were a couple of blob events. The Archivos de Arkham did the blob, just the 4 of them, and it was done with just the new Investigator starter deck, so that was interesting, or at least the new Investigators, and they made decks for them. There was also a big blob event with over 130 people that I played in. Check out Northern Lights over Arkham. The playthrough is there and on my channel. Drawn to the Flame also did a live stream. They played Constellation on the Consternation, fan-made scenario made by the Mythos Busters, and you got to see Frank and Peter playing this game live, something that is not very common. So we got to see the 2 guys actually on video and playing the game. That was pretty cool. Friend of the channel, JP from Northern Lights over Arkham, did his custom scenario, the COVID mask. Very appropriate for the current time. It's basically the pallid mask, but converted with some additional mechanics and a game master. Really fun. You can catch that playthrough here on this channel. And the scenario will be released soon as well. The Miskatonic University Radio podcast did several shows. They did a Farkham Feud kind of game show type stream. That was really fun. And then Team Covenant got in on the action, and they did a couple of live streams. These guys are always great. And if you don't have a game store near where you live, and you live in the US, you can actually subscribe through Team Covenant for them to kind of send you the Mythos packs as they are released. So they have a subscription service for all the Arkham content. Really great. Definitely check them out. Friend of the channel, Big Stupid Grin, premiered his Silent Hill custom fan-made scenario. If you're a fan of the video game and the property, then you will really like the scenario. But honestly, even if you're not familiar with the franchise, you'll still really enjoy the scenario. There's a custom investigator and everything that goes along with it. I'm sure it took a lot of work to get it done. It was amazing. I am not very familiar with Silent Hill, never played the games, watched the movie a long time ago and didn't really understand it, and I still enjoyed this tremendously. It's gotten a lot of positive feedback, so check it out. The Optimum Play YouTube channel did a stream where they talked about the Forgotten Age campaign as a whole. They did a deep dive into every scenario, encounter cards, strategies, all sorts of things. It was very insightful. They have it up on their channel. Check them out if you're interested in playing the Forgotten Age and doing better than you did the first time. Then this is a great podcast to check out. Matastrophic from the Matastrophic YouTube channel did a couple of custom scenarios. Snakes on a Train was a challenge scenario, kind of like Depths of Yoth, where it doesn't end. You go train car to train car over and over and see how far you get. A lot of positive feedback, lots of puns from Pulp Fiction and Snakes on a Plane in a lot of the encounter cards. Really a ton of fun. And he also did the Carnivales Spiders, which is more like the COVID mask in that it takes an existing scenario and just adds a couple of little extra things, including changing some of the encounter sets to spiders. A lot of fun. A couple of panel discussions at FarcomCon, including one that I participated in with Tempo versus Momentum. It included Nate from Lost in Time and Space, Scott from the Mythos Busters, and Matastrophic, as well as myself, and we discussed tempo, momentum, and action efficiency, action economy, whatever you want to call it. Very, very interesting and insightful, and we got a lot of positive feedback from the community regarding this panel. And of course, the Great Old Ones had a live show. This was an Ask Us Anything type of show. Got to learn a lot about my co-host, and I'm sure they got to learn a little bit about me as well. The community had some great questions for us to answer, and I had a lot of fun doing this episode. So yeah, that was another one that was a highlight for me. There were a lot more events that I didn't have a chance to take part in, but guess what? If you missed anything, if you didn't know about this, you can still catch every single stream that was done by going into the FarcomCon website, which I'll post in the video description. In there, they've archived everything that was done. You can replay a lot of the streams, and pretty much all of them, actually, and watch everything to your heart's desire at your convenience. The FarcomCon was a lot of fun. I'm really glad the Mythos Busters were able to pull it off and put something amazing together. I do hope they do it again next year, because I would love to be part of it. So, if you participated, what was your favorite part of FarcomCon? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys loved. Anyways, thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you all real soon.